Okay, so the last type of coloring or painting we need to do on surfaces is to change where our SketchUp model makers decide to use colors that are provided in the app and switch them over so they're linked to specific color files or PNGs or JPEGs for the colors we want to include. And the reason why is because when SketchUp model makers use the colors that are provided in the program, there's not a specific image file that is connected to, right? It's just a color that exists in the program. It doesn't have an independent .png or .jpeg that it's attached to. And so what happens is when the SketchUp exports the model, there is not a corresponding image that shows up in the textures folder. And so when Out of the Park goes to pull that specific texture, it doesn't actually show up in game, and so that's the reason why you get black wherever it is that the pupil decided to put a color in. The way that I found to work around this is pretty quick, and so I'm just going to show you how to do it quickly. So the first thing that I do is I take a screen capture of the specific area and color that I'm trying to replicate. And so then I go over to GIMP, which is a video editing software that I found is super helpful for, or a photo editing software that I found is super helpful for creating different banners and things that I include in my stadiums. Any stadium that I have has a whole bunch of things that are connected with this. So what you do then is you select the color you're looking for, and then what I'll often do is create little 40 by 40 pixel items with the color. The reason why is because it doesn't need to be big since you're literally just using this to paint. And so you'll see up here that I already made this one and saved it as Twins Blue. So then what I do is I go back into my model, and you'll notice that this is connected right now. So I'm going to select. I'm going to explode this, and on this first letter, I'm going to import Twins Blue as a texture and paint it over that letter. So if I go over here and click on that box, I should be able to scroll down to the bottom, and there's a Twins Blue that I can use. Okay, so that H is now set. I need to go through and change all the other blues that are currently in the model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click, select all with the same material, and so you'll notice that we have these boxes that are showing up. That means that they're kind of components, and so what we'll need to do is explode this so that we get the specific colors separate from the lines. So then I'm going to again select the colors, select all with the same material, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, click on that box, scroll down and pick the blue, and then again paint the other side and scroll all the way down to the bottom and pick the blue. So those are the basics of what it is that you need to do when it comes to recoloring different parts of SketchUp SketchUp models that are put together in order to make sure they work in Out of the Park Baseball. The first thing you do is load in your model, make sure it's lined up on the axis and that it's scaled properly. Then you'll want to go through and replace the crowds using the crowd features from the Sylvam texture pack. Then after that, you're going to either go through and make sure that all of your materials are painted on both sides where there are actual images that are attached to it. And then finally, you're going to change out the SketchUp colors for other colors that are connected with specific image files that are on your computer. In my next part, I'm going to take a look at how it is that we can make adjustments to the actual fields that exist if we need to make structural changes.